Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HRL MegaMix Series Week number 5. This is the TRS night, and this is a pretty huge night in the season, actually. A lot of points up for grabs. Pretty cheesy night as well. We're going to go through the first track here, Wyndham TRS, and as you can see, this is a one-off in the schedule and in the night. We actually finally sent on it Hog TRS, went rogue, and tried to make one. And we're going through the first section here, and basically, if it looks like you can run a line, you can run a line, is essentially how it works here. There's a lot of different options throughout the whole track. But yeah, it was something that we've talked about and brought up randomly at times for a while, and I was like, you know what? Doing a TRS night, why not? Just send on it. So made this one, Wyndham TRS, Hog TRS, first try at it. Of course, we did do the Reach one, but I guess those are technically trucks or whatever. I don't know. It's some weird type of vehicle. This is the first one that we're doing with the Hogs that we generally race. So just to give it a shot, see how it is, see if it has any potential, see if it's any fun. It was definitely fun to make. I will say that. And running laps on the track was pretty fun. So already felt pretty good about that. But you never know until you race it. So we're closing around for a lap here almost. Go through here in one more collision section there. I should point them out. There's 3 collisions. One right there. And then these 2 are kind of back to back. One right there. Well, they're actually all kind of in a row, which is funny, at least on the one line. But yeah, collision right there, there, and there. This one will take a while to come into play. This one could be in play by like lap 1 or 2, and this one should be pretty early as well, but there's also the element of the people coming off the jump, and, you know, potentially you could jump over people, but you could still get affected. So all the collision zones, even though they're all in a line, have their own properties and characteristics and come into play at different points in the race. There's the finish line. Wrapping it around and through this last really bumpy hill section. This part's like low-key hard. It doesn't really look like it, but then we wrap it around, and then there we go, back to the start. But even though this is the start, that is finish line over there. Okay, so let's go through the lineup, and there is enough room, barely, for 16. 16 would have been difficult, but I think there is enough room for it. 15 for sure, but 14 tonight, which is obviously going to be very cheesy for TRS. Let's go through the lineup. We're going to have different colors here. Camby, I believe this is Nightmare, Real Deal, Elite, Opix, Roman, Soar, and Luke, Coop, Armada, Detail, Hunter, Slunch, and Soul. It's going to be rough in the other ones. H2A, I know their colors pretty well. Get to the other race, it's going to be pretty rough. It's 10 or 11 laps. Doesn't really matter. The checkpoint's what matters. It's about 200 on the checkpoint. It's like 198, 199, but most of the drivers we're going to go a little bit further before we pull in. So you know, once they pass 200, we know we're at the end of the race. So, all right. So, gonna do a nade start, and here we go. Detail gonna take the nade honors on this one. The nade is out. It's blown up, and we're green. Here we go. We are Hog TRS racing. Who gets the whole shot? We'll call it. The section over here, it looks like Detail gets the whole shot as well. I think Roman pretty far up early on. Oh, one driver upside down. Who is that? Looked like Cooper or Nightmare. I think it was Coop. Oh, Armada spins. A rare spin, but he recovers pretty quickly. Good that he recovered quickly. It could have been really rough if he didn't. Oh! Some contact in the bridge. How did that just occur? Let's take a look at this. Oh my god, they're so loud. So it's Luke, Real Deal, and Soul. And I thought Soul maybe got forced into it, but I think maybe there's some screen lag with Elite here in front of him. Maybe Soul's actually... Yeah, I think Soul's actually next to him on his screen maybe, but in theater here it looked like they were good, and that caused a big pile-up. Rough spot for it to happen, too. Oh, Real Deal, really rough. Camby. Oh my god, they're still stuck. They're getting it going now. That's brutal. Some big sends here. Early going, early laps. A lot of ground to potentially make up here. And, you know, sometimes being in the lead can be the first to, you know, attack those collision zones. But if you can get past them and get around them, it can be a huge advantage. So even though there is possibly a disadvantage in coming around first, I think it is definitely something that you still generally want to do. Want to have that early lead and have the potential to pull away. Try to remember that. No letting off like excessively in the collision zones. Drivers are allowed to do like the left trigger and like you know, slide out a bit. But the actual gas, got to stay pinned, keep it committed in TRS here. Wow, Hunter, oh my god. Here we go. There we go. Oh, big one. And that was your entire top 3. That was your entire top 3. I'm not talking Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street. I'm talking Detail, Luke, and Roman, all involved in that one. Definitely lost a little bit of time. Luke takes the lead. Detail's still close behind in second. Roman is... Oh! Still in third. I want to see that. I want to see this collision, because this collision's pretty sweet. Let's roll it back. Take another look at this one. Battle for the lead right into the collision zone. Major pack, and Luke almost made it over all of them, but one of them got him a bit. Roman as well. And a big slide on Roman. Roman getting forced out. He's going to lose several positions there. I'm very close. Too wide. Over that bridge section. Another lap down. Yeah, this is a crazy track. This is a crazy track. I had a lot of fun making this layout, and I was really looking forward to seeing how the race would go, and definitely got some some chaotic action so far. Oh, what is this wheelie? Opic's getting a bit of a wheelie there. That is something that can happen when you're battling close with somebody in that section. It is hard to avoid. Does look nice for the style points, though, but probably not good for the lap time. But the style points, though, definitely worth picking up. But yeah, when you're close behind somebody, it's something that's hard to avoid. We probably will see some other people do that as well. Another run through the collision zone. Oh, some contact there for Luke, but nothing too bad. Soar going down in the back. Oh, Soul had to go for the alternate line. And you see, that collision's very weird. It is technically a collision, and it can cheese you, but you can also full send and get over them. So it's, again, all the collision zones with their own characteristics on this one. Ooh, look at this battle here. Ambi and, I think, Coop. It's hard to tell with Coop and Nightmare sometimes, depending on the lighting. Camby definitely going to get the better line at the exit there. But yeah, this track is wild. This track is absolutely wild. Look at this battle here. Multiple line choices. Slaunch going to go for something a little bit different. Oh, okay. Really mixing it up there. I like this. Maybe going to make the inside work here on Opix, I believe, but no. Opix is going to be able to hold that momentum. Oh, no. We have a big moment in the race here. This is battle for the lead. And Detail just gets one of the weirdest... Just was not expecting the hog to lift over there, but it does and goes down, and that could be a huge moment in the race. Into the collision. Fortunately, not too bad there. Hunter definitely got the worst end of that one, but yeah, so that was brutal. That was brutal. So not over yet. Still a workable gap, but that's definitely going to hurt Detail a bit. We'll see if he can recover from that one. Oh. Oh, Slaunch got absolutely chowed right there. That was a good look at the collisions that we were looking for in that zone. Still running pretty well. Roman running pretty well, too. He's having a good run so far. And you can see there is some gappage, and that's the thing with this track. I honestly do think this track probably has... It's an interesting mix, because I think this track overall probably has the highest skill gap. It is like one of the bigger tracks, too. A lot of the other tracks in the night are quite a bit shorter. But there's a lot of ways to make up time. But the thing is, with these hogs, those collisions are really brutal. And, you know, sometimes the dismount recoveries can be really slow. The wrecks can be really slow. And you can make up a lot of time here, but when you get in a couple wrecks, it can be hard to find your groove, find your rhythm again. Wow, another one there, Detail and Slaunch. Slaunch getting a little bit extra on that one. Elite's going to get around him. I like that battle there. Oh, here we go. Oh, Slaunch, Elite, and Real Deal. And the layout, too, the crazy over-under here. Yeah, I'm proud of this one. Proud of this one. This track's pretty sweet, I think. But cool to see some awesome hog TRS racing, you know. Who knows if we'll return to this again, but it's definitely something with potential.
Enemy gaining.
And we had to do it at least once, right? It's like the multi-class race. Had to give it a shot at least once. So getting that shot in here. Oh, brutal. Who was that? That was, I think, Opix, and that is another thing that can happen in that section. That section on the back half there, or right after the finish, rather. Sorry, the finish line used to be in a different spot. I'm still used to the other spot. It was a late change. But yeah, the bumps are really brutal in that back half, and if you're not careful with them, it can be really easy to end up in like the wrong spot or pointed the wrong direction. Whoa, that was close. Nice side-by-side battle. Roman going for a move. Roman looking good right now. I don't know what's going on with him, but it's been, he's had some good looks here or there, but it's not been his best start to a season. Last week was really rough with the Reach Oval, but he's back, potentially motivated this week, and he's looking pretty good so far early on in the Hog TRS. Oh, some contact for Opix. That'll slow him down. Good recovery. There goes Roman. Roman going to take advantage of that the best that he can. Fair enough, I suppose. See if Opix gets him back here. Let's see if Soul can make a slide to the inside. Here we go. Not going to happen, but they're still all really close with each other. And these are high positions, too. This might even be... this is podium battle. It's Detail and Luke in front of them. They've just got major gaps right now. So this is podium battle. And Opix slides out again. Soul's going to take that position, but they're still all in that for top 5. And then there's another pack for like 6, 7, 8 right there. Yeah, there's some major gap action. So that spun around. That was elite. And that tends to be how it goes with these tracks too. Even though it's a Hog TRS, like even the Goose TRSs, the bigger TRSs, that tends to happen. Was that Roman? That was Roman. Yeah, Battle for Third's still going on. But that tends to happen. It feels like the gaps definitely increase a lot more, even when you add a ton of collision zones to compensate. It feels like the gaps definitely get bigger, these TRS races on the longer tracks. It's kind of... Which, I mean, I suppose that makes sense. I mean, that tends to be the case on, like, normal racing, too. But it is interesting, like, how, noticeable the difference is. Okay, that is brutal for real deal. Wow. Just get dragged along with Roman and Opix there. So yeah, update is we're actually well over halfway here. That's lead right there. That's Luke, and then there's Detail, and they've got a decent gap on each other. They've got a decent gap on 3rd and 4th as well. So they're looking very well checked here. And I was gonna say perhaps in their own collision zone. There it is. I don't really think that helped either of them. I think that just slowed them both down. But have to go for it, especially if you're Detail. You have to go for it there. That's gonna hurt Opix. Because once you get back in the collision zone, you're starting to lose that time. That's your best opportunity to make it back up. Try to hit Luke with a brutal collision. But, I mean, that got both of them really bad right there. Didn't really matter too much for either of them. Wow, what the hell? Hunter got absolutely smoked. Oh, man, that was really bad. That was definitely the worst one that we've seen so far. And he has to recover. Oh, right in front of Armada. That's brutal, but it's understandable. That's not... a troll out of Hunter there. He's trying to recover and get back going the right direction, and Armada's just not ready for that at all because you don't expect somebody to get cleaned out there. Yeah, that was easily the worst one that we've seen. I mean, there could have been one we didn't see, but of the ones that we saw, that was easily the worst clean out. Maybe not the worst wreck, but in terms of just pure distance and recovery, I mean, that was awful. Yeah, with all that cheese, it's Roman. Roman's got a clean 3rd place. Roman could be looking at a podium here. He needs to keep that up. This would be a great recovery for him. Opix in a great position as well. And maybe this shouldn't be too surprising because I definitely took some inspiration for this track from Ironhog. I mean, obviously it's TRS, it's different. It's not fully MXy, but definitely took some inspiration for that in trying to cheese it up and form up the track, and Opix did very, very well at Ironhog, and so far looking good here too. Oh man, look at the spread now. Look at the spread. Still not quite there though. We've got a few laps remaining. We're not at the end yet. I want to try to get an update on the field. So there's 1st place. Luke's 2nd place Detail, and then 3rd place Roman still, yes. And then 4th, here we go. Here's the big pack. So yeah, it's Opix 4th, Soul 5th, Slaunch 6th, Camby 7th. And it looks like Sora in 8th. Armada 9th. Oh, wow. Big pack in the back here as well. 10th. Rounding out your top 10. Currently, Coop, Elite, Hunter, Nightmare. And then that would put Real Deal. Real Deal had some brutal collisions. He is in last right now. And the first driver up to get threatened to go a lap down, of course. Okay, there we go. I wanted to get... Oh, Roman maybe starting to play a role in this, but I want to get a look at this because there's some high points paying positions potentially for offer here, and this is one of the better packs that we've got on track. Opix leading it right now in 4th, and then again, Soul can be Slaunch now. Camby got around Slaunch. Let's see if Slaunch could fight back for that. Camby can hold on to it. Yeah, this is a pretty good pack right now. I want to see if these guys can put on any type of move. Slaunch, oh wow, he actually made it happen. He just nudges Camby out a little bit. I like that aggressive send. I mean, you have to. They're running out of time. Oh wow, big send there as well. Different line coming out for Slaunch, and that's going to work out really well for him. He keeps that momentum. But let's see, what does Slaunch do here? He does take that inside. Generally, I think not preferred, but it's going to work out here. He's able to hold up Camby just enough. He's going to complete that pass. Oh, but he does go a little wide. It goes very wide, so much that he spins out a bit. Oh, wow. Little too hard on the gas right there. Battle is on. Camby going for the inside. He's sliding up the track now. Slaunch going to have the momentum. Camby really loose. Slaunch absolutely will have the momentum. Will he be able to bring it all the way around? He's not going to be able to. He's going to go for a crossover. Soul and Opix are in it now. Soul got around Opix. Meanwhile, while all this is going down. Oh, there they go. And that was Real Deal. Wow, that's brutal. That was Real Deal. I was going to say, did they just put the leader in an interesting position? But no, that was unfortunately Real Deal. I think Real Deal just got lapped. It's a rough start to the night for him. He's going to be looking forward to when we transition to the Goose. TRS's, Camby makes it over, but I think it upset his hog just a little bit. Whoever he went over right there, and you could tell even when you don't make full contact, that section can cheese you. Can definitely cause issues. You go on board for the white flag here. So we're about halfway through the last lap. And as long as no crazy collisions happen, it looks like the top 3, I think, are pretty locked at this point in their order. And through the final corner one more time. That's going to be it. Luke going to be taking the win. Let's see. That was Real Deal there. Yeah, the gap got pretty crazy here at the end. Detail will hold on to that second place. The pretty strong run there, and must have had some cheese at the end. Wow, Roman got pretty close as well. Very good podium finish out of Roman there, too. That's a big podium for him. Solid 4th place finish for Soul. He clutches it out over Opix. Looks like they're very close at the end. Slaunch 6th. Camby 7th. I got super spread out. And Soar going to come home in 8th. Armada 9th. Wow. Here we go. Oh, wow. Is it battle to the line? Here we go. Right there. Nightmare gets Coop at the line. Tough for Coop. And then Elite. Crazy they had a photo finish back there, essentially. And then Hunter. And then Sora was just, he missed a checkpoint at some point. I think he got cleaned out and missed a checkpoint. So he was in 8th where we called him, and there's Real Deal finishing his race out. Final position. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's going to do it for Wyndham TRS. We're going to go on to... we're going to go over to Halo Reach with Millport next. Back to the Gooses and back to Reach, I think, as currently planned for the last time, unless it shows up in the Grand Finals for the last time this season. So a lot of Reach early, but also doing most of it early. But yeah, one more time, the top 3, Luke, Detail, and Roman. running the top 3, extended out to the top 5. Soul and Opex rounding that out. So that was your podium spots in top 5 for Wyndham TRS. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Crazy track. This one was a lot of fun to run. I don't know if it showed in the replay as much, but running laps on this one was a good time. And yeah, glad it was pretty decent for our first attempt at a Hog TRS. Maybe we could do some more in the future with some other types of races. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go on over to Millport.